Okay, sorry, Cora. My storage ran out. Hang on, let me pause the show. You don't want to hear the show in the background. My storage ran out, so you kind of missed a little bit of the detail, but I'll zoom in here, give you a good shot up. So this is what we're at so far, and as you can tell, we're obviously drawing the T-Rex at the bottom. I mean, that's pretty obvious. We do have some light shading. I'm going to cut the shading out because you want to see the actual drawing of this picture. So I'm going to cut the shading out. I'm going to do the shading on my own time, which we're actually going to go to the shading. Once I get the shading done, we're going to come back and show you the finished shading. There are some things I'd like to point out though, because I know you're a big Camp Cretaceous fan, and if you are following along with this picture, you know, you can always slow it down, pause it if you need to catch up or something. Actually, and I'll tell you what, I would like to see you do that. If anyone has been following along with my artwork, my challenge for you is to try to redraw the drawing I drew for you. Watch my video, pause it where you need it, and send me some pics of your copied version. But anyway, there's a few things I'd like to point out with the drawing, and I'll pull it up here, my copy. And once again, thank you, Coral, for challenging me to do this. I am really excited about this challenge. It actually was really challenging. As you saw earlier in the video, I did a lot. There was a lot of erasing. The dinosaur itself is challenging itself, but I'm really worried about what's going on up here, because up here we have a lot of just like there's this area is bright with some dark shadowing there. So how I'm gonna do that in sketch format, don't know. We will take care of that. And there's just like a bunch of different people, so I'm worried. But that's even part of the reason why I chose to go ahead and take care of the T-Rex. Now I'm zooming this up to show you a few things. As you can see, I made these little areas over here. These lines aren't going to stay here because I want to make it as realistic looking as possible. Here, sorry, my thing. Anyway, I want to make this as realistic looking as possible, which means I put some guidelines here, and under here there's some different shading, which we will come back and show you the finished shading. I just wanted to point out there will be some different stuff, and we will point that out when we come back. So without further ado, I'm going to go get the shading done. Coral, you know, when you challenge someone, you don't play around. You know, this was really difficult. I mean, I know I wanted a challenge, but this was just like, sheesh. So I think I got it pretty good. The shading. Now this was very difficult, especially trying to, I just now realized I didn't get his tongue. You know, we can actually make his tongue any shade, it doesn't really matter. Because it's like surrounded by pitch black, so you know, we can make it as dark as we want, and I think I want a dark tongue. T-Rex. Yeah. Anyway, this was really hard because in this T-Rex, there's a bunch of, like, conflict between the contrast colors, and sheesh, just look at this. This is oh boy, Coral, what have you got me into? Anyway, there's his head. Now we gotta make his body, which is not looking good. But one thing I do notice about this picture, if I pull up the hard copy over here, one thing I do notice about this picture is his body is gonna be fairly easy. Actually, all the dinosaurs are gonna be very easy because ignore that. That's for another video. But they're going to be fairly easy. One reason being is because these dinosaurs, you don't see their feet. It's all covered up by the plants and stuff, and I am going to make sure to put that detail. One, it makes me have to avoid his feet, and I always try to avoid feet whenever I can. And I feel like the plants really just add something. So we got his head down. Now we're gonna make his body, and after we get the reason I start with the T-Rex is the T-Rex is the starting point for the entire picture, because if we go over here, if we zoom in here, the dinosaurs the rest of the dinosaurs are connected to the dinosaur as well as the people. So yeah, so we got the dinosaur. What I think I'm going to do with this photo, since this is such a large photo, I think I'm going to do a part 1, part 2, part 3, and, you know, so on. Part 1 is going to be the T-Rex and all the dinosaurs connected to it. I think part 2 will be all the plants and the and these areas over here. And then part 3 will be the first 3 characters, and then so forth. So yeah, so we've almost got the, well, let me get my picture back. We've almost got the T-Rex done. All we gotta do is make his body, so I think that will be good. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, Coral. Now I have. Oh, I always forget to pause my show before I start on the real recording, because in my time lapse, it cancels out all other sounds, so I can do whatever I want while I'm drawing. We got the main dinosaur finished, and all that's left for this thing is the actual shading of the character, which I am going to showcase this part because this is going to be the final part to episode 1, part 1 to your drawing. So I am going to showcase this. However, it is going to be in time lapse. So if you can't keep up, that's why I decided to slow down and kind of show you. So all these dark areas, these areas right here are pitch black. All these marked off areas, except for this. I went ahead and did this because this is the most noticeable, like darker shade, but it's not pitch black. You'll understand more when we go back to shading it. And I'm trying to block all this light. It's not working. Okay. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to shading.